Hi, Amy.
Hello.
So I have brought the wonderful Amy onto the podcast today. So I've known you. How long? When did I first meet you?
Gosh,
Is it about 3 years ago?
it's about something like that.
I can't even remember. So basically, I walked into my therapeutic room and opened the door to what I thought was going to be empty, and Amy was sat in there. I was like, "Hello."
Who are you?
Who are you? What are you doing in my room? And you were playing Uno as well. And I was like, this is what I do with
That's
children.
good memory.
Yeah. So I know you're just taking your chances because my room was just special.
Well, I don't know.
And
There
you're
was
just
something
like,
with the other room, and I was like, I don't
Yeah.
like this one. I'm going in the other
I'm
one.
going in the other room. I like this room. Yeah. So that was the first time we ever met. And then I think I just looked up what you did and obviously approached you to work with my youngest, which you did. And you were fabulous with her. So my youngest, I won't go into too much detail because I think I said to you earlier, like, I've got to appreciate that my girls are teenagers now. So, but my youngest did have ARFID, and she came to you, and I appreciate that maybe she wasn't in a headspace to maybe talk about all of that, but she just needed someone to talk to. And
Yeah.
so she might have not used all those strategies, and she might not have been in that headspace to fully take that on, but it for us as a family, it just gave her to have another outlet for somebody else to speak to, because it was a lot. There was a lot going on, and I could only be mum.
Yeah. Yeah, she enjoyed just coming and just having that space to talk, which
Yeah.
a lot of young people do.
It really, really benefited her. So thank you for that, because that was a difficult time for us as a family.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then obviously I keep up with what you do. Because you're very good at doing
All the
things
many things.
on Instagram and Facebook, and you're fabulous at all of that, so I need to learn from you. But yeah, and you have many hats, so I would like you to talk about everything that you do, really, and wherever you want to start.
Gosh, where do I start? So I've always worked with children. Had my own nursery when I was 21.
I
Had
did
my own
not know
children.
that.
Yeah, I was 21, left college, and the college tutor got in touch and said, we need a nursery it was South Cerney. And so me and wonderful Emily set up a children's nursery.
Wow.
So yeah, we set that up we ran it for 2 years in the village hall, going there 7 o'clock in the morning, setting up 8 o'clock till 6 o'clock, and then packing everything away. And then I fell pregnant with my darling son.
Oh.
So we kind of just chose, I couldn't afford to carry on, so did that. Then I went into foster care, so I was supporting young people in foster care.
Mm-hmm.
I love setting up my own business. So I set up a Messy Play Todd group, so I did that for a little while.
We've done so many of the same things. I used to work in children's homes, and I used to run Messy Play as well.
Yeah, I loved it. I had my mum as my assistant, who would do a bit of cleaning, and then 10 minutes later, I think we should sit down and have a cup of tea now. I'd be like, Mum, we've got to be out the hall now in like 10 minutes. You got to clean up that. She'd be like, oh no, tea and cake. Let's have a break. So, and I think my back of just cleaning it all and just didn't really work.
Mm.
And then I came across NLP for Kids, which is a wonderful franchise. And I looked at it, didn't do anything about it. And then a few years later, I came across it again and thought, I'm really gutted that I didn't do it when I looked previously.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'm going to do it. And they train you to be an NLP practitioner first, which is Neuro Linguistics Programming, all about the rewiring the brain, similar to sort of CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy. So then also trained as an NLP for Kids practitioner, which they teach all the tools, NLP-E, but in a more simplified version for children.
Yeah, I looked at it because I
Did
was
you?
interested. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. And it's just like, because it's a franchise, but they have a team where we've got our WhatsApp groups, we've got our sort of, weekly, fortnightly, or monthly, I can't remember what it is now, catch-ups and sort of various different things, all sorts of trainings that they do, but it's just a real good support that you can do. So I trained as that, which was where I kind of started, and then I've slowly kind of built it. And my plan was to kind of go sort of full-time with that, but sadly I lost Mum in 2022. So that kind of pushed things back a bit, and so I'm sort of, rebuilding it again. And then I trained as a thought field therapy practitioner, so the tapping.
Yes.
So, doing all the different tapping, which the teenagers love.
Do they?
They do. They secretly love it. There's just like the secret different places that you can tap.
Yeah.
Like under the eye is connected to your stomach, so it's just helping reduce anxiety through just tapping under your eye.
Wow.
I love it, and just here I do it every morning in the shower, tapping they call it the karate shop, on your hand, and you just do that, and it kind of resets yourself.
Is it a bit like, and this is probably a silly question, but is it a bit like, like reflexology? Tap it when you're pressing certain bits in your feet, connect to obviously like digestive system, all that sort of thing. So is it similar in that sense, but just from the other?
Yeah, so all the acupuncture points is kind of, that's the tapping sort of areas.
Okay.
So I don't do it sort of as much and push it as much as I probably should. But there's different algorithms for various different things, for fears, phobias, anxiety, lots of different ones. But it's just a really lovely one. And especially neurodiverse young people, they do quite like tapping.
Yes,
sort of,
because they like pressure and things like that, don't they?
Yeah, so they've found that quite helpful, which has been really good. And then most recently, it has been the hypnotherapy.
Yeah.
So hypnotherapy practitioner as well. So a few things under my belt.
Is the hypnotherapy for children as well?
Yes, so I'm Hypno for Children trained as well.
Right, okay.
So we always go into trance, like when we're watching telly, when we're doing colouring, those, when they're in, building Lego, or so it's in those moments that you can really get into the subconscious part of the brain.
Yeah.
And using metaphors, using a story to help the brain understand situations can be really helpful.
Yeah.
So a lot of people think that I'm going to turn them into a chicken.
I know, and because Michelle was on talking about it.
Yes, I really enjoyed that.
Bust this myth of like you're going to hypnotise my child.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it's not that, because I've done hypnotherapy and it is amazing. And like you say, accessed in the subconscious.
Yeah, and I've found that teenagers, younger ones, it's not, I'm not doing as many hypnotherapy sessions, but the teenagers, I think it's just a moment for them to have no phone, no interruptions. They sometimes feel a bit awkward, but actually realising that there's no one else. Sometimes I turn my chair, they don't want me to look at them, so I literally face away from them.
Yeah.
And they just have half an hour of stopping. But it's also sort of helping with the brain, because our brain doesn't know what's real and not real.
Yeah.
So you get them to imagine doing the things that they want to achieve, so that they think, oh yeah, I've achieved it.
Yeah.
And feel more confident going into those situations.
Definitely. So, I apparently, and when I had mine, she said I laughed. I didn't know I did that. So I must have been quite content.
Yeah,
and somewhere very special.
Well, you do go off, and a lot of the time you won't even remember what I'm saying.
Yeah. Because
you go off in so many different routes, and it's just but when you go to sleep, because it's the different stages of sleep.
Yeah.
So you go into the REM, sort of rapid eye movement stage.
Yeah.
Of where your brain processes information.
Yes, I try and teach children about that. Like it's a filing cabinet. It's
yes.
Processing your day.
Yeah, so like the core sleep is where it's kind of restoring your body sort of thing, whereas the REM is more the processing that information. So it's just a real relax, and everyone's in control.
Yeah.
You're not, you can get up at any time, you can move. People fall asleep. We've got people that snore in it.
Yeah.
But it's just so lovely. I love it. And even I love it as a practitioner.
Yeah.
Because I feel so calm, and like I've had a bit of hypnotherapy, but you can do it, you do like sort of induction, then the deepener, and then metaphor, and then confidence building, and then a lot of solution focused stuff.
Yeah.
So what do you want to achieve over the next week? And get them to sort of imagine themselves doing it, that they're more likely to do it. Sort of things like that. So I'm building on the adult side of things, and it's sort of finding my niche, thinking possibly parents, where to go with it. I'm wondering about doing like a group evening session,
I was just going to ask you that, because I was just thinking about hypnotherapy being I've only ever known it to be one-to-one. So whether you could do group sessions with it, couldn't you?
Well, that's like a relaxation session.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking like a wind down Wednesday.
Yeah, because there's so many, parents I work with, they're, like I said, I've talked about it so many times on the podcast, being bottom of the pile. So that's why we did some breath work at Washbourne House. There's something about like what you're offering, parents that are sort of burnt out themselves,
Well, that's the thing. It's not just about helping the child, it's about helping the whole family.
Yeah,
as
because
well.
you can't function as
Well, if their stress bucket is fully loaded and they're overwhelmed,
Yeah.
then whereas actually we're not sort of... Hypnotherapy is quite about not picking apart the problem. It's more about reducing the stress to be able to build your resilience to manage these situations.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hypnotherapy for adults is definitely somewhere I'm wanting to go a bit more into.
Yeah.
As much as I love working with children, I just want to work with everyone.
Yeah, no, that's
So-
right. But it's good to talk about hypnotherapy on the podcast because so many people don't understand it and are a little bit frightened of it.
Yeah.
And what that, like you just said, it's really what you said is really important. Is like you can get up at any time. You're not constrained to a seat, and you are in control.
You don't have to have your eyes closed.
No.
So a lot of people think, oh, I have to close my eyes.
Yeah.
No, I've got a little lovely lamp that changes colour, one of those kind of changing colour ones. And you can just sit and stare at it.
Yeah.
So it's...
I came out elated afterwards.
Yeah.
You don't always know why, but it's like, well, don't really need to know why. Just hold on to this feeling. It's a really good feeling. So.
And also, I always find that the clients that have it seem to sleep. Parents are like, oh, or clients, adult clients, that I slept so well.
Yeah.
I'm like, because you just had that moment to reduce that bucket.
Do you do because when I was in Old Town, a Wellbeing place up there, they gave me their voice recorded so I could listen to it before I started the session. So do you do
Yeah,
something
so
similar?
I do a consultation, and then you've got an audio to listen to every night, which I always find weird of people listening to my voice going to sleep.
Yeah.
But also with the young people, I do, if they don't want to have hypnotherapy because they feel don't really want to, I do audios that I send to them, personalised ones.
Yeah.
So if a big one last year was SATs, so I sent them, some parents, I sent some SAT ones, which is really helpful, like going to bed and sort of helping them. So yeah, I can do a range of different ones.
That's good. And this all takes place at where you live in your new
In my new
premises.
little pod.
Yeah, I've not seen that.
You've got
I've
to
seen
come
some
see it.
pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be, but they've done a fab job of building it and decorating it. It's because I used to be inside the house, as you know, and which was great, but I think is with my son and my partner, them coming home, they had to go upstairs and kind of leave me downstairs. So now I've got my pod. I could just sit there.
Own space.
I just want to live there.
I can imagine.
I don't really want to be in the house.
Do you ever just sit in there, just have a cup of tea in there and just...
Yeah. Well, I started having hypnotherapy myself because I thought, I'm just going to have some time for myself. And sitting on the chair, and I was like, because it's a reclining chair, so you can... And I'm like, maybe I should just have some naps in here.
Yeah.
In between sessions.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
Dribble.
Yeah. Snoring away when they come in.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Let's go. Professional.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. And what else? Because you do so much.
I know, I forget what I do. So I do work part-time for a charity, Young Swindon and Wiltshire, which I've worked nearly 4 years.
And this is what used to be called Smash.
Yes, so that's with Smash.
Yeah.
Swindon Mentoring and Self-Help. Hopefully that's going to get me brownie points
Yes.
for remembering that.
I didn't know that's what it stood for. Yeah. But then they've changed the name.
Yeah, it was, obviously it's similar to MASH. That was, so we'd ring and sort of a lot of people were, saying, oh God, what's this sort of thing?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we've going 25 years. Yeah. And it was just a rebranding sort of thing.
Yeah.
So Young Swindon and Wiltshire, and also we're not just in Swindon. So we're outside of Swindon now. So that's why we wanted it couldn't just be Swindon. So I do that. So I was running the sort of 16 plus project, but since I've reduced my hours, I'm a community fundraiser. So, which is a bit fab.
Yeah.
I like doing that. But the amount of stuff, we've got an amazing youth centre, which is over, you should come and have a look.
Yeah,
definitely.
where? Yeah.
It's at Lyndhurst Crescent, which is sort of, I never remember the area, but it's behind New College, Queen's Drive, New College.
Okay, yeah, I
that
feel like
sort
I
of
knew
area.
that. When you said Lyndhurst, I feel like I must have driven past that.
So it used to be a fostering centre, but I think there was quite a substantial amount of money from the council, and then so there's 3 charities.
Okay.
STEP. You must
Yes.
have heard STEP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were Send Families Voice when I was doing a talk there. So someone from STEP was there, because I've heard amazing things about them. So that was nice to connect with them.
So there's Smash, STEP and Way, 3 charities for young people. But we do youth clubs. I think we have about 400 young people coming in every week of different things.
Oh, wow.
We've got youth clubs, we've got children we care for groups. We've got alternative provisions.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a hair salon where they can come and do hair and beauty sort of stuff. It's fab. They can learn, just come along. We've got a cooking area. We've got a podcast room. We've got the youth zone. That's got PlayStation, pool table.
Oh my God, I'm coming.
Yeah, youth clubs are pretty popular.
Yeah,
but
that seems to be the thing now. Youth clubs, so they're popping up everywhere, and I'm so pleased about that. Because we had a youth club when I was at school when we were at Dorking.
I used to love having the tuck shop.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we've got that a bike maintenance area. We've got a gym outside. There's a music room.
Oh my God.
Honestly,
I love it. I'd love to come and have a look and just come and talk to everybody that runs that, and maybe do a separate podcast.
Yes.
Do you think they'd be up for that?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Putting you on the spot there, really, aren't
they would love that, because the amount of stuff that they're doing.
Well, that's right. I didn't know about any of that.
But they've got the food van that's at civic offices.
Yeah.
It's called Solid Ground food van. I'm going to get told off for that. Coffee van. Oh gosh. Anyway, it's there. So it's linked to youth justice. So young people from on the edge of crime are being referred. So instead of sort of them going off to rejoin group gangs and sort of things like that, they come and do work at Solid Ground.
Right.
And they're serving paninis and soup and coffees at the civic offices.
So good.
Yeah, so they're doing that, but they're also there's lots of other plans with moving forward, lots of different opportunities for young people, not just younger ones, because there's been a lot of focus on the younger ones.
Yeah.
Whereas post 16, it's more opportunities and internships and lots of things.
Gosh, yeah, I want to come and find out more.
Yes.
Be nosy.
Yes.
That's what it's all about.
Come and get your hair done. Or your nails done.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, that would be really good.
Because she's fab. She's the centre manager, and she's trained. I think she's been trained now to do sort of hair and nails, so she can teach the young people. Yeah. All of those things. So.
Gosh, that's really amazing.
So if I want my nails done, I can just book in and.
Yeah.
But it's just so lovely, like having those conversations with young people, when you're not just sat in front of with the table. You know, you're doing something.
Well, that's it. We're just trying to tap into what they're interested in. So if you're offering a varied, amount of things, then there's going to be something for everybody. Mm-hmm. So
there is, and it's gosh, I could talk all day about all the amazing things that they do.
Yeah, it's so nice that you're part of that.
Yeah, I do love it. I love it, and it's just a fab team. It's just a fab team that I've managed to persuade only a few of them this time. I like to do crazy things. So we're doing the Ultra Challenge.
Is that the one when I've seen your face posted on?
Yes.
The running, and I've seen the really, really good picture where you all look so real.
Yeah, that was red. Yeah, I loved that. That made everyone giggle. Yeah. But so that's 100k walk over 2 days.
Yeah.
Which we did the 3 peaks about 2 years ago.
When you see 2 days, you do get to sleep in between.
Yes.
That's right then. I thought you meant for 2 days solid we have to walk.
Well, I was thinking about it, because you can do it for 1 day, do it over 1 day.
Yeah.
And probably would be better because you don't stop. Whereas I'm thinking if I stop, my body's going to be like, what is going on?
Yeah, shut down.
Let's not move.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I think we start at Cirencester Park and then stay over somewhere. And then carry on doing the next lot.
Wow.
So, we got that. And then we got the quiz night, my first fundraising event in a couple of weeks, 30th of March, which is selling out quite quick. So if you fancy coming to a currying quiz night, at the Burge.
I'm quite competitive.
Oh, you
might shout a bit.
Oh,
yeah.
It's fine. Yeah. I'm useless at quizzes, so that's why I'm hosting.
Okay.
So I don't have to take part.
Yeah.
Because I'm useless. But
you've got the questions and the answers. That's good. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so lots of exciting things with that side of things.
Yeah.
But it's, just trying to do both of them, because I love them both equally.
Yeah.
And I want to do so many things with my stuff, but then so many things with young swan in Wiltshire that it's...
Yeah. Do you feel like you get loads of ideas in your head all the time? You're like, I want to do this, I want to do...
This is my ADHD brain.
Yeah. I have loads of ideas in my head as well.
Oh, it's stored. But yeah, doing the nursery, doing that. I did tropic skincare for a while. I'm a tropic ambassador.
Did you?
Yeah, so did that. Oh God, literally, you should see my list of things. I've got some really good ideas.
You just like, I'll have a go at that and see what.
Well,
see
that's
what
the thing.
happens.
That's where I probably fail a little bit because I jump into it,
That's all right.
and then sometimes I'm like, probably should have done a business plan for that or something.
No, that's how I set up drawing and talking.
Really?
Just got 5 children and then went, well, I'm going to have to quit my job because I want to keep going. And
Well,
you just got to go, you just got to believe in it. You got to believe in yourself. You got to back yourself.
this is the thing.
And if you, as long as you do that and you bring passion to it, then people, that shines through, I think.
This is the thing. It's,
you know?
yeah, there is so many things I want to do. I'd love to do workshops and, as we've said,
Yeah.
things like that. But
I feel like I've got a book in me as well.
oh,
I've always felt that,
Have
you know,
you?
which will maybe go on to...
bring into
Should
my
we segue into your book?
So another thing.
Or have
that
I
I've
jumped
done
too
is-
far?
No. Another thing I've done, which I need to shout more about, and everyone keeps telling me to shout about,
Yes.
is I have just published a book.
I know you know the name of it, but
Said
I'm just
book.
holding it up anyway.
Lala and the Magic of Anchoring. I wrote it in 2024, which feels like such a long time ago. But it had the inspiration through, as I mentioned, Mum sadly passed away, but she was just the most incredible human. She just brought, like, I wish I could bring her here to show you, because she just lit the room up
Yeah.
in the most manic but amazing way. And she was just fab. I could probably talk all day about her.
The lovely Lorna.
Lovely Lorna. So, but my nephew, Sam, called her Lala. She decided that she didn't want to be called Grandma because that was too, she wanted something different.
Yeah.
It's just, so Lala. So I was like, the character has to be Lala, and then I thought, it'd be nice to have her as a child form. So my Evelyn Marsh, who is the illustrator, I found her on Instagram, and she's just brought it to life. Like, it's just the colours.
It's
and
stunning.
Everything.
Yeah, it is stunning.
Yeah, it's amazing. So I sent her loads of pictures of Mum when she was younger. So she's so she based it on her. We've got a house down in Kingsand, which is sort of go down to Plymouth sort of way. So she, funny enough, I think it was meant to be, lived in Plymouth. So it was about a 20-minute drive. So she went to go and see the house, and she's put the house in the picture in the book, with all the grandchildren in, with my son Lucas, and all the grandchildren, and Ramaya, who is my best friend's daughter, who was basically her surrogate grandchild.
Yeah.
So we had to include all of them. And I basically wanted to teach children techniques that I teach my clients through a story.
Yeah, that's
Basically.
brilliant.
And anchoring is one of the favourites, especially teenagers. I sort of teach it, and sometimes they look at me and be like, what are you teaching me? And they come back and they're like, I love this. This is such a fab tool. And it's basically just thinking of a time where you felt confident, motivated, whatever you want to feel, and think of a time when you thought that, and squeezing your thumb and finger together, and just really enhancing those feelings. So what you see, what you hear, what you feel, and just like as if you've got a dial in front of you, just like ramp it up, like just make it. And just the amount of times people start laughing and they start, going back to that time, and it's as if they're there. But as with all techniques, you need to practice them.
Yes.
That's one thing that I think a lot of people struggle with, is that putting those things into place. Because I always say to them, it's like me teaching a song on guitar, and you're not practicing, and then in 6 months' time you say, you need to get up on stage and play that song. It's not going to happen.
No.
Your brain, so in those moments, and it's sort of that quick fix sort of moment, if you haven't been practicing it, when you are having those sort of emotional regulation moments where you need to help calm, it's not going to work.
No. That's what I always try and say
Yeah.
to people. If you feel like you're having like anxiety or some sort of panic attack, you have to practice those things when you aren't.
That's the thing. It's
when you're
on
just
a good
in your
day.
room and just, yeah, so that when you are, you can access it. Because otherwise, you know, you're having a panic attack and then your logical brain just goes out the window.
Yeah.
But then if it's ingrained in you because you've practiced it, then it's like that muscle memory of like what to do, isn't it? So it is important.
Yeah, and that's what I always say. It's kind of not, this isn't just a short-term thing.
Yeah.
This is a new way of living.
Yeah.
These techniques and tools are something that, again, as I say, I keep saying as I say, like a first aid kit, it's a wellbeing toolbox that you can take into adulthood.
Yeah.
That, you know, you can use when you need them the most. And yeah, but that's what people struggle with. So with the anchoring, the ones that obviously do it in the session but then don't practice it, they're like, well, I tried it 6 weeks later or whatever and it didn't work.
Yes.
I'm like, well, because you're not practicing it.
No.
You know, it can be a minute of your day. Like when you're brushing your teeth, just have it like when you're thinking about it, just brushing your teeth, squeezing your thumb and your fingers together.
Yeah.
Think about those really good memories, but also you can add to it. So if there's things that come up that you've had a really good day, or you go and do something, or something's really exciting, in that moment, squeeze your thumb and your finger.
Yeah.
Like, or if you can't think of a memory, you could use a picture. Look on your phone and do videos or a song. My get up and motivational song is How Far I Go by Moana.
Oh, I love that.
That is my yes, I'm going to take on the world.
Oh, is it? Shall I tell you mine?
What she was.
Well, it was when I did my housework, was Elton John, I'm Still Standing.
I love that.
Yeah.
I don't listen to music enough. I was having this conversation with a client yesterday, and I was like, and she was like, yeah, she just automatically has it set up and puts on music all day. And I'm like, I love music.
Yeah,
My
me
dad's in
too.
the band.
Is he?
Yeah. Breeze. Love him. He's lead guitarist, and oh my God, he's my hero. When I see him play, I'm like, oh my God. It's another thing, I tried to practice guitar, but I didn't ever practice it, so I didn't get better at it.
No. Well, I sing, see, so every week I have my singing lesson, and and music is life, really.
Do you know what? And I don't listen to it. At the moment, I am loving a bit of country music.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, I've got my 40th coming up.
If only. If only.
Coming up soon, which is country and western theme. So I'm currently wanting to be a cowgirl. So over the weekend, I had my cowboy boots on, and my partner thinking, oh God, here she goes again on one of her wild and wonderful.
You're just Jessie from Toy Story.
I'm like, that's it. I want to be a cowgirl.
Yeah.
I'm just going to, you see me, I parked my horse up outside, by the way.
Of course.
I have actually got a lasso as well.
Have you?
Yeah.
Do you use it on your clients?
On my son when I need to round him up.
You
Washing
really
up needs to do.
embracing your inner cowgirl.
Oh,
I
I
like
got this.
that.
I can't remember where I got it from. It's been in my attic, and it's all, you know, I'm probably a bit of a hoarder. One of those random things. Like one day I will need this.
Yeah.
One day.
It's like, when you go to like tidy your bedroom. I know it's not in your bedroom, but like, I've just seen that picture on Facebook when someone's got like a hat on and necklaces because they're supposed to be tidying their room, but they just find all this stuff and then they're like, I'll put this on.
Yeah.
And I get this scarf and I wrap it around myself. And then like 2 hours have gone by and you're like, I've done nothing.
If anything, I've made it worse by getting everything out.
Yeah, and put it all on at once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm rocking a look. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. That's where I did that this morning with my really boring putting my washing away. And I was like, I'm going to decide to sort out the airing cupboard. And then it ended up with everything everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, why did I do that?
No.
Why?
And then and then something else happens and you're like, I'll move that sofa over there. And it's like, no, not now.
And my partner said, he comes home and he's like, I know what you've been doing throughout the day because you've got half jobs everywhere. Well, I had, good intent to do all of these things. But it didn't happen.
No.
It's,
Half a job Bob, I call that.
Yes, I am
You're
half a job Bob. Half a job Bob.
Yeah.
I've heard that before. I like that saying.
Yeah.
No, I am. But it's just because I've just want to do so many things.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I get so overwhelmed that I just shut down and do nothing.
So it all sounds great in here, but when the actual...
If someone could see my brain, you'd probably be quite scared.
Yeah.
It's like they say with all the tabs open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You need a personal assistant.
Oh my God, I would love a personal
Yeah,
assistant.
to do all the bits that you hate doing.
I would love, and I keep saying to my son, because he's nearly 16, I keep saying to him, like, you know, GCSEs are coming to an end, which is, you know, a trying time for them, all these situations. But I was like, you can earn some money over the summer. But trying to get a teenager to do something
interested.
is, no. Trying to get them to do something. And then someone else will come along and be like, oh, you should do that. And they'll be like, oh, that's a really good idea. I've been saying that. Do you ever get that from parents? Yeah. And they're like, I've been telling that to my child. Yeah. You literally have met them once.
Yeah.
And tell them, they're like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah. My girls are the same. They won't listen to me, but they listen to somebody else. It's the way of the world, isn't it? It's annoying, but
love them.
Yeah,
love them. But it is a bit of a crazy world at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is, and there is a lot of struggles. It was. Yeah, I was talking to someone the other day, and she said she's a teacher, and she said each teacher had a list of young people that were struggling, and she was like, it was about 4 pages long.
There's more people that are struggling that are not. I feel like it's going that.
Well, it was 1 in 5, I think.
Yeah,
but that was a few years ago. I'd be surprised if it wasn't more.
Yeah,
there's
a lot going on.
It is a scary world for them, and it's, as much as I love my job, I sometimes think, oh, I hate the fact that so many people need us.
If
that makes sense.
Because you feel like maybe you're not reaching everybody, and you wish you could. Clone yourself.
But also, it's sad that so many people are needing help. It's Yeah.
But we can only do what we can do.
This is very true.
We're all doing our bit.
Yeah, and there's so many wonderful. I think connecting with you and seeing, you know, all of the, as from the podcast, is seeing all the different people that are out there.
Yeah.
That can support and help, and it's a case of everyone working together, not being like, oh, well, you work with children, so we can't connect. And it's actually, no, we
are collaborative now.
Yeah.
It's all going to change. That we are going to be one network of people.
Well, there's enough young people, sadly, to go around to everybody.
Yeah.
So it's about us all working together to change some systems.
Well, that's right, and we all might do something slightly different, but it's all coming from the same place, that we just want to support and help. And that's why I like having people on the podcast to talk about their lived experiences, so people go, oh, they actually do get it, because they've been through something themselves, and that they've not just set up a business, they're actually set it up because they maybe have been through something similar, or you know, whatever it might be. But just time to tell your story.
Well, that's the thing, and it's because I remember, you know, the challenges growing up. You know, the self-confidence and the low. I was always the weird and wacky one, but I think I would mask a lot of things, and everyone thinks, oh, Amy's really positive and happy and whatever, whereas actually having a late diagnosis with ADHD and dyslexia in school, I really struggled with it.
So when you say late diagnosis, would that have been in secondary school for you?
No, it was when I went to uni. I did went to uni in 2019 maybe, so quite late.
Wow, for both things, dyslexia and ADHD.
Did the dyslexic. So I was talking to one of my friends. She said the uni are really good with assessing things. So she said book it up. Like, may as well book it up, because the support you might be able to get will be great. So I went and booked up, and I was in there for about a 3-hour assessment or something of doing all of these logical things and this. And I'll never forget, the lady said to me, I don't know how you've got through life. And I was like, I think I've done very well, thank you very much. I may have got lost coming into the building, but I think I've done quite well.
Wow.
And that's where she said, I would highly recommend you going for an ADHD assessment. And also, it's something to do with colours. I haven't looked into that one, but it's about the different, like, I should have different paper.
Yeah, so Megan's had that. So a visual stress test.
That's the one. Yeah.
So Megan had that. So when she was in year 6, they said she had traits of dyslexia. So her processing.
Yes.
You know, she could learn something, and you could ask her the next day, she wouldn't know.
My short-term memory is absolutely, I can't even remember what we talked about in this.
That's fine. So she had the visual stress test, and then hers came out as pink and orange, so 2 colours together. She's been given a colour at school, which is one of the colours. I can't remember which one, but she was like, no, because that's not the colour. So she's got her own little things, but they were like saying, oh, you can have this because she's just done a year 10 mocks. And she's like, no, I don't want that. I'll bring my own overlay
Okay.
in. Like, she's got her own overlays because it's just not the right colour. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we had that done. When she left year 6.
Oh, wow.
Just so she was geared up for secondary.
Oh, that's good.
But other than that, it's not really been...
I've found that I struggle more in adult life than I did in school.
Yeah.
I was never academic.
I'm not. I was never. With
Yeah.
exams and things like that, I found it really tricky.
Yeah, it's that memory sort of.
Yeah.
I loved school socially.
Me too.
Loved it, but academically I was not, and I would quietly struggle, which I think that's where a lot of people don't get the support.
Yeah.
It's often, sadly, the sort of behavioural side of things that people pick up.
Yeah, because they
And
teach
it's-
something and you do it for a week and then they move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
So I'm finding more and more children coming through to me that don't know how to tell the time. So I'm doing in my sessions telling the time.
Wow.
I'm going to do something on Facebook about it, how I teach the time, because I do it
yeah.
as your 5 times table. Do you know your 5 times table?
Then
yes.
you can read.
Then you can tell the time, and then we do it as pizza,
That's-
so quarters of pizza, because who doesn't want to talk about food?
Yeah.
So I just do it the way that I do it, the way it makes sense to me,
Yeah.
and because I'm coming in and explaining it low down here, as opposed to somebody that's intelligent, it would get lost. But I'll explain it the way I would understand it,
Yeah.
and I would do the same with maths, because I bombed at maths.
Oh, me and maths my son loves it, and I'm like, where?
But I taught it as year 4 TA.
Wow.
But then that's, and I would
Yeah.
just teach, and I would just simplify. I don't understand. You teach it a different way.
Yeah,
I'll teach the way my brain would take it in. So I was more English at school. Like I did very well in English, but everything else I bombed at.
Yeah.
I think I have talked about this on the podcast, so apologies if I am repeating myself to anyone listening, but like for a long time I was like, well, I must be thick then.
And that's been my thing.
Yeah.
That was always I'm the one, because I can't I can't process information.
No.
And I'm like, what is wrong with me?
Yeah.
But also it's not just processing it, it's getting it out.
Yeah.
Like I really struggle with getting things out sometimes, of kind of that.
But then you can relate to people, and this is what I keep saying. This is the most important thing above anything else. Being able to relate to other people.
Yeah. And I totally get the frustrations, because it is really frustrating. I sit there sometimes and I'm like, why? I've got it in my brain, but it just will not come out my mouth.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So that's the thing. So then we get it from that side, don't we? So having that sort of stigma attached when you're going through education. So being able to relate to children,
Yes.
maybe feel like they're not fitting in. What's the saying? The square peg thing.
Yes.
That thing.
Yes.
See, I can't remember that.
Square peg.
Round hole.
Round hole. That's the one.
So it's like, well, if I don't fit into that, then I'm not good enough. And it's like, of course you are. You maybe you're more creative.
Well, that's the thing. It's
maybe you're better with people.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's like,
and that's where with my sessions I do a lot of not one size fits all.
yeah.
I've get the ones who want to come and dance things through, and we do crazy things, like, but then sometimes I hobbycraft, love hobbycraft.
I do.
Yeah,
You can name drop.
name drop things.
Yeah.
Love hobbycraft, but I'll do like a hobbycraft haul, and like what have I done? Just the most random stuff. Just helps them to talk.
Yeah.
Like, but then I've got others that do like doing the sitting down and sort of writing things out. And
Yeah.
So it's.
Yeah, you say, what do you like to do?
Yeah.
Do you want to thread beads, or do you want to do drawing, or do you want to,
I had one that wanted to do decorate biscuits. So I got some digestive biscuits. I thought, I haven't done.
Yeah.
She's a 15-year-old girl. It's, I'm like, more than happy.
Yeah.
If it helps you to open up and chat.
do an activity together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
So I love thinking outside the box and doing different things.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so we've got the book, which we are going to shout about because it's absolutely beautiful.
It came, and I remember when it came, and it was the day that I published it. As I mentioned, that it's I went outside, so I clicked on the button to say publish, and it has to go through to be assessed and checked over by the companies. It's Ingram Spark that I do it through.
Okay.
Similar to Amazon. And I clicked the button, and I remember going outside for a walk, and it was 2 massive rainbows, which just made goosebumps, because Mum and rainbows was her thing. She had all her bridesmaids for her wedding were bright rainbow colours. So it was just like, oh my gosh, she approves.
Oh.
I think she approves. So there's been a few things that I've been like, wow, it's mum's there watching.
Yeah, things that present yourself and you're like,
yeah,
that's so nice.
Yeah.
And this is my copy.
This is your copy. I think I've sold about 130.
That's really good.
So and then I've got a the Mums Club on the 22nd of April, which was Mum and Dad's wedding anniversary. So as soon as she sent me that date, I was like, oh,
meant to be.
I have to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be doing a little coffee morning chat with the mums and their toddlers and babies there.
Where do you have to go for that? Is it in Swindon?
Yes.
Yes.
I will
I have heard
let
of
you know
them.
when you're...
Yeah, no, it's fine.
But yeah, so they've asked me, which is really exciting. Very nervous. I am a bit of a nervous public speaker, but I'm hoping that it's something I can get used to and work on.
But you've just got a wonderful story to read, and the children will love it, absolutely love it. And it's got a really good message in it. So you've got the story, and then you've got the bit at the back as well, haven't you, where you're explaining about the anchoring technique and a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so the anchoring technique bit at the back is for the adults to understand sort of it a bit more. But ideally, I want to, do some more books and have my own little wellbeing toolkit through stories.
Yeah, I think you're right about doing a series. I think that would be amazing.
Yeah, it
And
would be.
you have the wonderful Evelyn.
Yes, Evelyn Marsh, she is just fab. And she was at uni, last year of uni, doing her illustration degree.
Yeah.
And she used it a little bit in one of her modules to start doing, and then it took her a year to do it, but I didn't really have to change anything. She sort of sent things over, and I had like 3 times that I could go back and say, oh, actually I want this, I want that. Pretty much every time there was a few things that I sort of wanted to change. Trying to sort out mum's outfits and stuff was quite what should we make her do, so we went through a different
rainbow socks.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, so
you've got it all in there. You've really thought about this, and like you say, you nod to people, your family and friends and everything, and you've got all these little touches in there.
Yeah,
that's really special.
And she's just brought it together. I think I've sort of come up with the ideas, and this is where I need a PA or someone that makes my... So if there's any PAs out there that want to make my dreams come true. Yes. And if Hobbycrafts want to send you any free stuff well,
as well.
that would be good.
We just name drop loads of stuff. That's fine. You are very organised, and you brought some notes with you today. So is there anything else you want to touch on?
I think it was mainly what we've just talked about, really.
Yeah.
It's just kind of the book, just what helps with young people and learning the tools, as we said, about practicing them.
Yeah.
But a lot of people think that it's a lot more complicated, but it can be literally sitting with your child for 2-3 minutes a day when they're brushing their teeth or whatever, and just doing the technique. It's just, but also a lot of parents like to do them as well. Yeah. And just learning, just and helping them feel safe and in a safe place to practice it. But I think, pretty much talked about pretty much what I thought I wanted to talk about. So I haven't really needed my notes, I don't think.
Do you have any children come to you with what they call it EBSNA, but I just say EBSA?
It's EBSNA now, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's the non-attendance, which is better than... I don't like the avoidance. I've been told not to say that, and I agree with that, because it sounds like children dodging school, and I just don't want to go. And it's like, it's not about that. It's about the emotional, physical, mentally, everything that's... they're stuck.
And it's not defiance, it's distress.
Yes.
It's there's something that's sort of holding them back, and so do you have children? Yeah, I've got a lot of... So without saying too much, but it's just like saying about the types of children you have. So I might have children that come with me with big feelings, angry, anxiety, and EBSNA. That's what we're now going to call EBSNA or whatever.
EBSNA.
I do get a lot. I do. It's getting higher percentage.
More and more prevalent.
Yeah. Quite a lot of neurodiverse.
Yes.
Just the overwhelm of, the amount of young people in the classrooms. Yeah. But it's sort of just that overwhelm. It's kind of, some struggling in there.
I would like to do some, I don't know how I'd make it work, but I'd do some training with some of the professionals that are coming into contact, should we say, with children that are struggling, and they're sitting and having conversations and perhaps saying sometimes it's not quite the right thing. So some training around you know, a better
Language.
understanding and the language. I've heard recently someone saying, well, don't you want to go to school? Do you know you're letting your family down? Don't you want to get a job when you're older?
Yeah,
And it's like,
that's not helping.
that's not, is that useful or is that helpful? Think
Yeah.
about that before you ask those questions, because you're not guilt tripping children here.
No.
Or you're letting people down. Oh, they go, okay then.
Okay, I'll just hop, skip and jump into school.
So
And a
there's
lot
some
of the
issues
young
there.
people say to me, I actually want to go in.
Yes.
They are
Yes.
actually saying, I
Yes.
want to go into
Yes.
school. There is just something that I'm just struggling with.
Yeah.
And it's not, they're just not feeling safe.
No.
And their nervous system has shut down.
Yeah.
They're in survival mode.
Mhm.
Their brain is, on the emotional.
Yeah. And when I did my training with through drawing and talking about it, they're saying, you know, a lot of adults will be obsessed with the why. And
That's the thing.
and then they get stuck, and then the adult is getting stuck on the why.
Yeah.
And it's like they don't always know why. So actually, you don't always need to know why. You can still put strategies and techniques in place to help,
Yeah.
you know, with that side of it. But you don't, if they don't know why, you don't need to push that,
That's the thing.
you know.
Yeah. It's a lot of time that they're sort of feeling like they're failing.
Yeah.
And it's like, actually, no, we just need to help you to manage, you know, your emotions
Yeah.
and support you in that way to be able to feel safe and
Yeah.
feel that you can.
And maybe mainstream isn't the right place for you.
Yeah.
Because like you said, neurodivergent children, sometimes maybe mainstream isn't, it's too noisy for you and the environment isn't right. So that's why I'm getting a lot of alternative provisions on here, so that people know what else is out there.
Yeah, well, that's why I need to get Youngswood in Wiltshire, because they do the
Yes.
alternative provision
Yeah.
work, which will be fab.
I've got Stride 360 coming on as well, which I'm really excited about.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, 3 of them coming here.
Nice.
And they've got lived experiences
Well,
that
that's-
they went through at school.
You do find a lot of people that work with children do have
Yes.
their own experiences
Yeah.
that bring it to them. They say, I know how you feel.
Yeah.
I know.
And when I worked in children's homes, a lot of the staff there, they'd been in children's homes themselves as children,
Well,
which is huge
it's,
to come back and revisit that as, in a different capacity, you know, but
yeah.
want to help. So
No, I think it is an area that is, I feel like it's only like quite a recently
yeah,
recognised thing.
yeah,
Which in a way is good, because we're now recognising it
Yeah.
and we're putting that, you know,
It's
the
becoming-
awareness out there. It's not just they don't want to go to school.
no,
It's, let's help to pinpoint what is going on and what you're struggling with. Because what one young person who is EBSNA and another young person who's EBSNA,
yeah,
they're
it's
different
not gonna
things.
Yeah, it's not all going to look the same, is it? Definitely not.
So it's, how can we support them?
Yeah,
And putting things in place for them, I suppose.
Yeah.
And a lot of parents, some of my parents, the fight that they're having to put forwards, it's crazy.
yeah,
It's,
which just adds even more stress, doesn't it, for everybody? So.
yes.
So, is there anything else that you would like to talk about today?
I feel like I could talk about everything. Don't think so.
Okay, that's good.
I don't
I
think
want you
so.
to feel like you've said
Added,
everything.
yeah, I think added lots of things in. Talked about my book, which I need to shout about.
Yes, we are going to shout about
and
that.
Scream.
We're going to put some of this on. I'm going to put this onto my page later as well for
How
you.
exciting! Yeah, I need to. There's a few, like the Womborough Farmers Market. I need to get out there and,
Yeah,
you know, little markets and things like that. But it's on Amazon, so you can buy it on Amazon.
yeah,
Just download it from there, which is it. Or I've got some from home,
yes.
so people can get in touch and I can have them there as well.
Excellent. All right, well, if that is everything, we shall close
Okay.
off there. And thank you so much for coming on.
No, thank you for having me, and with the sun shining too.
I know, you've got it right on your
Let's hope it
face.
stays.
Definitely.